At this time, I'll go ahead and call the court to order. This will be the second regular meeting of February of the Pike County Fiscal Court. At this time, I would ask that Elder Teddy Honaker, if he would come up and say the invocation for us. And before he makes his way up, if everyone could turn their cell phones off or on silent, it would be much appreciated.
Let's all pray. Our gracious Heavenly Master, we come to you today, God, thanking you, Lord, that you've allowed us to gather out as we are today. We thank you, Master, just for letting us see the light of day outside. Thank you for the health that we have. Most of all, God, we thank you for Christ Jesus and what he's done in our lives. God, would you look down on this gathering here today? Would you be in the minds of each one of us, Lord? Be in our hearts, God, and help us to accomplish whatever you'd have us to. You know our reason, Lord, and you know our purpose for being here. You know our hearts, Lord. Would you bless each and every one here? Bless everyone in their families, Lord, and remember them, God, that has trouble at their homes, whatever that trouble may be, and them that are sick and afflicted. And Master, would you give this court to mind to do them things that are pleasing to you today? Bless each one of us, God, as we leave here today, that we could look toward heaven and thank you for the day. And we ask all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Teddy, thank you as always. At this time, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Judge Jones?
Present.
Commissioner Robertson?
Here.
Commissioner Tackett?
Here.
Commissioner Booth?
Here.
We have a quorum and we are ready to proceed. Now, normally I have Colonel Roy Downey lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, but we have a special guest here today. We have Colonel Jason Evers, who is the commander of the United States Army Corps of Engineers in Huntington, and I would like to ask him to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Colonel, thank you very much. The first agenda item is the approval of the minutes of the February 16, 2021 and March 2nd, 2021 meetings of the Pike County Fiscal Court. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Tackett. Is there any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. The next agenda item is a presentation by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The Corps is here today to execute the 2021 Challenge Partnership Agreement for the Fish Trap Lake cleanup. At the February 16 court meeting, we voted to approve participation. This is not the first year that we've done this. The Corps will also be presenting awards for recognition of the 2019-2020 Challenge Partnership Fish Trap Lake cleanup. And Colonel, if you like, you can come on up. I'm not sure who you want to have come up and have a seat here, and you can. We'll let you have a seat here at the head table. Make sure the microphones are on. We have Miss O'Quinn with us today. Is Brett coming up? So welcome everyone, and here in just a second I'll ask you to give us your name for the record. But Colonel, let me say this, we certainly appreciate everything that we've been able to do working with the Corps of Engineers, not only on the Fish Trap Lake cleanup, but also on the flood-proofing project that we're trying to get underway. We're waiting on that agreement for the Coal Run in the Leviza Fork tributaries. The Corps' participation in collaboration, I should say, with the Fiscal Court has been a tremendous benefit to the people of Pike County. And I really don't think the people appreciate what the Corps does for Eastern Kentucky. We were very fortunate a couple weeks ago when a lot of counties to our north received substantial flood damage. We didn't get the damage. We also didn't get as much heavy rain. But a lot of people were saying, you know, thank the Lord for Fish Trap, because it could have really been a significant river flood event if not for that project. The Corps has been an instrumental partner in cleaning up Fish Trap. When I served in the state Senate, it was embarrassing to have the newspaper refer to Fish Trap as trash trap. We probably, over the last 2 years since I've been judge executive, since this court's been in office, working with the Corps, we have cleaned up Fish Trap probably to a level that hasn't been in many, many years. And obviously, it's a work in progress. It's something that we're going to have to do every year. But this court has taken the initiative not only to clean Fish Trap up, but to clean the county up. We've charged over 300 people with illegal dumping and littering, and if the court will work with me here a little bit later, we're going to hire another solid waste enforcement officer. I'm not trying to put pressure on them, but it would be money well spent. And we have volunteers from our Pride organization. As you know, Pride was defunded after Congress stopped doing earmarks. Congressman Rogers was absolutely right when he created that program, in that we can't have a future in Eastern Kentucky, whether it's in adventure tourism or even trying to bring new jobs to Eastern Kentucky with the trash problem. It's really, there's no excuse for it. And it's something that this court, as long as I'm judge, as long as these gentlemen here are in office, we're going to try to continue to work to clean up Eastern Kentucky. And I know that's something that the court has taken a lot of pride in, what we've been able to do at Fish Trap. So without saying anything else, sir, you have the floor. And again, welcome, and it's always great to have you here.
Thanks, Judge. I really appreciate it. So I'm Colonel Jason Evers. I command the Huntington District. I'll have my team introduce themselves, sir, and then the presentation of awards. So, Gene, if you would.
My name is Gene Davis. I'm the Area Operations Project Manager for the Big Sandy area. My office is in Huntington, and I do appreciate working with the county. And y'all worked with Rodney Holbrook for many years, and it's been a pleasure to be able to accomplish what we have. And I'll let Audria.
My name is Audria O'Quinn, and I'm the Resource Manager at Fish Trap Lake. I've been there for about a year now, and I just want to say I appreciate all that you guys have done to support us and help us, and it's a great success. It's a great program. We appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kelly Finch. I'm the Chief of Operations Division out of Huntington District. I had the privilege of working with this team and 5 other areas across the tri-state region for all the lakes and the lock and dam projects in our Huntington District. This is definitely, you said it best, Judge, we haven't seen it this way in a long time, and we are so thankful for your partnership. It's what we needed to push this project the way we did, and we look forward to doing a walkabout today out at the project. So thank you for having us.
Well, you're all welcome. I would be remiss if we did not thank Lisa Evans in the Kentucky Department for Environmental Protection. Let me say the reason, we've used the illegal open dump grant program to help with the Fish Trap cleanup. And typically, they don't want to use that grant program for the same project every year. But Fish Trap is too important not to. And, obviously, when I was in the legislature, something I really encouraged former Attorney General Greg Stumbo to do, I encouraged him to sue the state of Virginia to take action to keep some of the garbage and debris from coming into Kentucky. And it's still a problem. Several years ago, we had the problem at Grundy where they had the sewer main leak into Leviza Fork that put hundreds of millions of gallons into our waterways of just raw sewage. And, we do need collaboration with our neighboring states on this issue. And we hope at some point the Corps may take the initiative to help us with that, because I wrote a letter to the governor of Virginia a couple years ago when I was still in the legislature, and never received a response to that. And being the same political party, and at that time the Democratic leader in the state Senate, I was shocked that I didn't even get a response of any type. But it is a problem, and we're going to have to continue to work to clean Fish Trap up. I was in the legislature. We talked about I met with Pete Goodman from the Division of Water in Frankfurt about trying to create some type of system to catch the debris and the trash when it comes into the lake, so as much doesn't make it down to the dam and to the marina. Because I really do feel sorry for the folks that are trying to run the marina, who have invested money in that project, and it's a continuous battle for them too to try to run a business. So, but again, thank you all. Colonel, you have the floor, sir.
Sure.
And
Do you mind if I stand, Judge?
absolutely not, sir. You can go to the podium. You can come up here. Colonel, you'll come up here in my seat. You're more than welcome to.
Over here. So a couple of things. I can't remember all these great people's names that contributed, so I'm going to use a piece of paper. But we're going to present a few awards today, Judge, on behalf of myself as a commander representing the Army. So the Commander's Award for Public Service is the Army's fourth highest honor for service outside of our DA civilians. And these are presented to folks who contribute significantly to the Army's ability to accomplish this mission. And believe it or not, one of our missions out at Fish Trap is to foster recreational opportunities and foster economic opportunities. And so in addition to our flood risk management mission, that's something that we take very seriously, but are severely resource constrained at times. When you spread that money across all the core lakes nationwide, sometimes we don't have the resources to do everything that we'd like to do. And Fish Trap, as you mentioned, Judge, has a very unique issue associated with the debris that forms up right there on top of the dam. So there have been some key individuals that have really helped this happen, that were key to this partnership. And so we've got 4 of the Commander Public Service Awards, and then I've got 2 coins that I'd like to present. The 4 Public Service Awards, and I don't know how we want to structure this, Judge. If we want to bring everyone up and have them presented together, we can do that, or we can do them individually, and then the 2 coin awards nominations. So one, sir, is for you, Judge Exec Ray Jones. And then Sharon Hall, the Pike County Fiscal Court Grant Coordinator, who's worked tirelessly to secure the funding on behalf of the Pike County that have enabled this work to occur. Lisa Evans, whom you mentioned, Judge, the Environmental Compliance Specialist for the Kentucky DEP. And then on behalf of Kentucky Pride, I think we have representation here today, we have an award for the Kentucky Pride Group, who also is just a significant resource in helping us accomplish our mission and helping the county as well and throughout the state. And then 2 folks that we wanted to recognize with coins are Charles Morley, the solid waste manager for Pike County, and Brian Morris, who authorizes the inmates to work at the project, which is just key to our ability to be able to accomplish this work as well. But I would also be remiss if I didn't recognize the work of, you mentioned Congressman Hal Rogers. His staff was really key in securing the initial funding for us that enabled us to go out and build the infrastructure, purchase the equipment, to sort of set up, to foster this partnership and foster this cleanup effort. And that's been kind of the cog for us. And now we've got this sustaining partnership that will enable us to continue to do this work into the future. As long as you still want us here and we still have that cooperative relationship, I think it's going to be a great synergy. And then also Senator Philip Wheeler, I think from Kentucky State Senate, was a key proponent as well. So with that, I think, should we bring everybody up and do the award right up here? Okay. Absolutely. If you want to read the citation, and then we can hand you yours, sir, and we'll get the other awardees to come up as well. So
let me just briefly say, day before yesterday, the Kentucky House of Representatives passed a bill, Senate Bill 86, that I had asked and worked with Senator Wheeler to sponsor. And this is a great piece of legislation that I think my friends from Pike County Pride are going to appreciate. We've really not had a dedicated funding source to help clean up illegal dumps and litter, and other than our litter abatement money that we get from the state. And now, any fines, this bill will basically return 60% of the fines from illegal littering and illegal dumping to the county for cleanup purposes, and 40% will go to the agency that writes the citation. So now that bill is just one step away from being passed by the legislature with a floor amendment, we're citing a substantial number of people, and we think that with this change, it will help our enforcement efforts in terms of cleaning up Eastern Kentucky, Pike County, being the largest county. It will help all of Eastern Kentucky, and it will give us money to work with, and we want to thank Senator Wheeler for his efforts to get that done.
Awesome. That's great. All right. Gene?
Pike County Fiscal Court is presented the Commander's Award for Public Service. The Pike County, Kentucky Fiscal Court is officially recognized by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Huntington District for their exceptional service to Fish Trap Lake. Over the past 3 years, Pike County Fiscal Court and Judge Executive Ray S. Jones have partnered with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to implement new, efficient procedures for the timely and environmentally responsible removal of drift and debris from Fish Trap Lake. The cleanup of Fish Trap Lake has led to the increased recreational development, public use, and enhanced public safety while casting a favorable light on the area as a major destination for recreational activities for the region. Your actions are to be commended and truly exemplify the American spirit.
Yes. Come around here. Charlie, let's just all come around there. Yeah. We'll go get a picture with you.
It's because of different. Sharon Hall has presented the Commander's Award for Public Service. Sharon Hall is officially recognized by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Huntington District for her exceptional service to Fish Trap Lake. Over the past 3 years, Ms. Hall has been successful in securing over $240,000 in grant funds through the Kentucky Department for Environmental Protection's Illegal Open Dump Cleanup Program. Her exceptional efforts and close coordination with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers have made it possible to implement new, efficient procedures for a timely and environmentally responsible removal of drift and debris from Fish Trap Lake. As a result, Fish Trap Lake has experienced increased recreational development, additional public use, and improved visitor safety. Ms. Hall's contributions are to be commended as they greatly reflect on her as a person and truly exemplify the American spirit. The Kentucky Department of Environmental Protection is presented the Commander's Award for Public Service. The Kentucky Department of Environmental Protection is officially recognized by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Huntington District for their exceptional service to Fish Trap Lake. Over the past 3 years, the Kentucky Department of Environmental Protection and Environmental Compliance Specialist Lisa Evans have partnered with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to implement new, efficient procedures for timely and environmentally responsible removal of drift and debris from Fish Trap Lake. The cleanup of Fish Trap Lake has led to increased recreational development, public use, and enhanced public safety while casting a favorable light on the area as a major destination for recreational activities for the region. Your actions are to be commended and truly exemplify the American spirit. Pike County Pride is presented the Commander's Award for Public Service. The Pike County Personal Responsibility in a Desirable Environment Pride Program is officially recognized by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Huntington District for their exceptional service to Fish Trap Lake. Over the past 3 years, the Pike County Pride Program has partnered with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to implement new, efficient procedures for the timely and environmentally responsible removal of drift and debris from Fish Trap Lake. The cleanup of Fish Trap Lake has led to increased recreational development, public use, and enhanced public safety while casting a favorable light on the area as a major destination for recreational activities for the region. Your actions are to be commended and truly exemplify the American spirit.
Quick round of applause for everybody. Two other key individuals that have contributed to this effort. Charles Morley here. Best we can.
Good job.
Brian Morris.
Hey, Rob. Colonel, we've signed the partnership agreement, Ms. Finch. We need to sign that one. I tell you what we can do. We'll come down there and I'll take Ms. O'Quinn's seat if you don't mind, and we can do that and let you have the agreement. I've got one copy of it.
We'll hang that in.
Okay. Yes, I'll-
Well, first of all, let me say that we couldn't do what we've been doing without the jail staff and the litter abatement crews. Talked to Mr. Morris yesterday. He's getting ready to add another litter abatement crew. And Lisa, I didn't see you sitting back there when I mentioned you earlier, but you have done so much to help us in our efforts to clean Pike County up, to clean Fish Trap up, and it is much appreciated. And I'm very proud of Sharon Hall. Sharon is our grant administrator and is working tirelessly to help us move the county forward. In the scarce financial times that we've seen ourselves in, both at the state level and federal level, she has worked tirelessly every angle that we can to try to find grant money. And, you know, we just submitted an emergency grant application to the Department of Local Government to help get water into Maynard Fork. And, you know, those are the kind of things that the county's doing to try to help address some of the major needs that we have. Pike County Pride, I mean, Betty Brown's my best friend's mother. She's got a direct access to my phone if there's anything that needs to be addressed. Marie, Teddy Honaker, there's a lot of people have worked so hard to clean this county up. And, you know, Marie, I talked to your son this morning. He said you're soon to be, I won't say the age, but you're still going strong. And Ray said he can't keep up with you. And you have been a tremendous leader for Pike County Pride. You've been a tremendous leader for the community, and it is much appreciated. I don't think the people really understand how hard our Pride volunteers work to clean the county up. And at the next court meeting, I'd like to have a meeting with the Pike County Pride representatives between now and the next court meeting so that we can set a spring cleanup day. And then I'm going to reach out to Reed Atkins to see, and to Mr. Trimble in the Pikeville Independent District. I'm going to get with Brian Morris and see if we can't come up with a way to get our schools involved. I'm going to reach out to Burton Webb at UPike to see if we can't get them involved. I'm going to reach out to Sherry Zilka at Big Sandy Community Technical College to see if we can't get a bunch of volunteers to help us with a county-wide cleanup effort. More importantly, our schools need to be taking the initiative to educate people about the importance of not throwing garbage out. Just as one example, we had, Fabian Little will tell you, that we had a lot of damage. It could have been a lot worse, where drains were stopped up, not just by naturally occurring debris, but a lot of it was just garbage. And we had one that we went out and took care of. It was a beach ball stuck in it. So, I mean, those are just the kind of things you can't make up. You know, we had the litter abatement crews clean my creek up, and 2 weeks later, you couldn't tell that it had been done. And there's no excuse for it. And it may not be popular with the people that are throwing the garbage out, but we've talked to the county attorney, Kevin Keene, and we're going to start asking for jail time for some of these people. It needs to be done. They need to go to jail. $500 fine's not enough. They need to go to jail. Eastern Kentucky's too beautiful. You know, we've got so many things going for us, but you're never going to take advantage of it, Colonel, if we don't clean it up. And the Corps, again, has been a big part of that, and we greatly appreciate it. The Colonel did tell me just a second ago that hopefully by the end of this year that we're going to be able to sign the partnership agreement with the Corps so that we can start the flood proofing project in Coal Run. And we've got the money in the bank that we received from the last administration, the Bevan administration. It's in excess of $600,000 that will help us, will be our part of the partnership agreement. The Department of Local Government helped pay for that. The money's sitting there, and we're waiting to get the agreement done. And once we move forward with that, you're talking about a $120 million construction project that will take place in Coal Run. And there's not another $120 million construction project on the drawing board for Eastern Kentucky right now. It's this close to being a reality. It's going to put a lot of people to work for several years at federal prevailing wage rates. The Davis-Bacon Act applies, and those are going to be good paying jobs, and we want those jobs to stay here. And we want to be able to bring people here, and we want people to be proud of their communities. And, you know, we're going to continue to push that, that effort. And we're looking forward to the partnership with the Corps on the floodproofing, Colonel. Thank you all very much. And let's give the Corps a big hand. We can't do it without you all. Colonel, you have any other business, sir? That's perfect. End of May. So after that's done, probably the next step will be to schedule a meeting with Commissioner Dennis Keene, who's the Commissioner of the Department for Local Government, and our legislative delegation to see what we need to do to get funding. Of course, you know, the legislature is in the process of passing a one-year budget, and they'll be going back to session in January for a biennial budget, and we need to be in a position to where our delegation can ask for funding for the Leviza Fork floodproofing program. So, and I'll be happy to work to set that up with the Department of Local Government. And again, thank you all very much. The next item on the agenda is the update by the Pike County Trails Advisory Board. We're going to pass over that. I have something that Colonel Evers may want to be here for, and this is to honor a gentleman that I've known as long as I can remember, whose family has been a friend of mine and Commissioner Tackett's, and that is an adoption of a resolution naming a bridge on Beefide Creek in honor of James Melvin Johnson. And Melvin was a very interesting gentleman. He was a United States Marine Corps combat veteran, and he served in Iwo Jima. And there's not many Iwo Jima veterans left, but I had the pleasure of, the first time I ran for the state senate, and so I went to his house, went to Melvin's house, and got to spend an hour or so talking to him. And, you know, just truly a remarkable life. He was an elder in the Old Regular Baptist Church with Brother Teddy Honaker. And, of course, that's the same church that my grandfather was a minister in for more than 50 years. And the Johnson family's has basically been family. As long as I've known, the families are always close friends. And so I'd like to read this resolution. Now, let me just say we have here today, Larry's here, and we have brother-in-law Ansel Trivets here, and his grandson Greg Compton, and grandson David Johnson, and granddaughter Christy Prater. Would you all stand up for us? Thank you all for coming. I'm going to read this real quick. A resolution of the Pike County Fiscal Court naming a bridge located on Beefide Creek, CR 1906, in honor of James Melvin Johnson, Elder James Melvin Johnson. Whereas Elder James Melvin Johnson was born on Long Fork of Virgie in Pike County on July 4th, 1925 to Willie and Maudie Fouts Johnson. And whereas Elder James Melvin Johnson was reared on Long Fork and educated in a one-room schoolhouse in the Long Fork area. Whereas upon completion of his education, Elder James Melvin Johnson desired to serve his country. He enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps, where he served during World War II in the 4th Marine Division. Corporal James Melvin Johnson was wounded in action by enemy fire at Iwo Jima, for which he was awarded the Purple Heart. And whereas after proudly serving his country, Elder James Melvin Johnson returned home to marry Regina Addington Johnson, his wife of 59 years. They settled on Brushy Fork of Beefide in Pike County. Born to the marriage were 5 daughters: Kathy Johnson, Adele Johnson Compton, Gail Johnson Trivet, Valerie Johnson Williams, and Anita Johnson Osborne. 8 sons: Larry, Gary, Mike, Lyndon, Clinton, Roland, Freddie, and John Paul Johnson. Whereas Elder James Melvin Johnson spent his entire career as a hard-working underground coal miner. He was employed for 36 years, initially by Consolidated Coal Company and then by Bethlehem Steel. Elder James Melvin Johnson was a member of the United Mine Workers of America. He retired on May 19, 1981. And whereas having a passion for serving the Lord and helping the people of his community, Elder James Melvin Johnson became an active member and elder of the Pilgrim Rest Old Regular Baptist Church on Beefide Creek, which he helped build. For 54 years, Elder James Melvin Johnson traveled Beefide Creek and crossed the same bridge to attend his beloved Pilgrim Rest Old Regular Baptist Church. Whereas Elder James Melvin Johnson passed away on October 15, 2006. He is remembered for his love and devotion for his church, his many acts of kindness to the people of his community. He was a good husband, father, provider, and neighbor, but above all, a God-fearing man. Now, a lot of things have been named for a lot of people, but I can't think of anyone more worthy of having a public bridge named in his honor as Melvin. And what this resolution will do, it will be sent to the road department, and we'll get the signs done. And we typically don't name a lot of county bridges or a lot of county buildings, but this is one that needs to be done. So I'm going to ask, is there a motion by Commissioner Tackett to adopt the resolution?
Judge, they are a motion, and it's a privilege and honor to be able to be sitting here to do this.
And if the other members of the court would indulge me, I would like to make the motion to second the resolution. And is there any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Commissioner Roberts, do you have anything, sir? Anybody? Commissioner Booth? So we have a motion and by Commissioner Tackett and my second to adopt the resolution. Seeing no other question or discussion, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. And we will transmit this resolution to Mr. Little and get the signs prepared, and we'll try to get that done here this week or next week. And it is truly an honor to do this for your granddad, Greg. Okay. So if you all want to come up, the court can come around, we can present this resolution to you all. Jeannie?
Yes.
Larry, I think they misspelled Linda's name, but we'll get that corrected for you.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
I would like to mention, we're having a cleanup at the Flatwoods this Saturday at 11 o'clock, right, Judge?
Yes. Yes, from 11 to everybody just,
Till we wear out, I guess. But anybody that wants to join us is welcome to come. We're gonna try to just clean up the area, and hopefully that's one of the places that our trail will probably start in this part of the county. So we're just gonna try to get a jump on it and clean up some old debris that's up there. We're gonna have a dumpster up there Chuck at Solid Waste going to have that up there for us. And I think we'll have gloves and,
Cliff Smallwood and Dacia Tackett's one that kindly headed this up, and we're just gonna be a part with them. I mean, if there's other people in the communities that wanna clean some places up, we don't care to come and help and do what we can.
we'd like to have you up there, and we'll have drinks and, like I said, gloves and garbage bags. And
I can talk Ronnie into buying some pizza or something.
we just want to let the community know that we are going to be doing that this weekend. On Saturday, we'll meet at the first level of the Flatwoods, where the dumpster will be at. So if anybody wants to join us, we'd sure like to have you. Thank you.
I'm going to move around just a little bit because we've got Roy Sawyers and Randy Tackett from Mountain Water District. I'll ask you all to come on up. We're going to move this along pretty quickly. We have a presentation by the Pike County Conservation District. So Randy, if you would come up, and Roy, the agenda item, I should say, is acknowledgement receipt of the Mountain Water District budget for the year of January 2021 to December 31st, 2021. Gentlemen, welcome. And Mr. Varney, I didn't see you there, sir. How are you?
Hiding.
I didn't recognize you with the mask on either, so.
I have that problem everywhere I go.
Welcome, and just for the purpose of the record, would you please state your name? Roy, we'll start with you.
Kevin Varney, Commissioner.
Kevin, welcome. It's the first time Kevin's been before the court, I think, since Kevin. We appreciate your service. I talked to Randy a little bit more than I do you, but as I talked to you on the phone recently, we'd hope that you would consider a reappointment to the board. We need somebody, with your type of background on the board as an accountant. And your appointment, I think, is up this summer, I think is correct.
That's correct.
And if you would be willing to do that, we'd be honored to keep you on there. So if you'll just let us know before that time, we would again appreciate, we do appreciate your service. Before we get into this item, we have asked Roy to give us a list of the water projects, the short line extensions, and the other bigger projects that need to be done, plus some of the major infrastructure needs. The fiscal court under the Biden Economic Development Act is going to get about $11 million. And it's going to be a lot tighter than what the other monies were. There was a lot more discretion. One of the things that we can do is use this money for water, sewer, and broadband infrastructure. We want to use this to help match the Economic Development Administration grant application that we have in. We feel pretty good about getting that. We got turned down for the AML pilot program for that last year. But there are some projects such as the water line extensions into Brushy and Sycamore of Lower Johns Creek. There was an article in the paper talking about the water issues that those folks over there have dealt with for years, and there's just never been enough money to do it. Roy, what's the total? To do Sycamore Brushy, is it about 2.2, 2.3 million combined, or am I missing that? Or is it more than that? But we're going to have that money, and what we would also like, and Roy's working on the capital plan, we would like, to try to use some of that money to address some of the major infrastructure needs that the district has. We know that the district has done a really good job of cutting down the water loss. Randy's been a big part of that, we think, with his engineering background. But we want to make sure that this money is spent on infrastructure. And I know Commissioner Robertson has just worked so hard to address the needs of the folks over in that area because I think it's fair to say, Roy, that it's one of the largest areas, if not the largest area of the county, that still doesn't have public water. Is that true?
Correct.
I don't know there's another part of the county that's got that same issue. So if you'll get us that put together, we should know more in the next few weeks, hopefully by the next court meeting, on how much money we're going to get, when we're going to get it, and what the parameters are. where that money can be spent. So, but we do want to help Mountain Water District. I think that I can speak for the court on that. Now, one of the other things that we did do, the $200,000 that Governor Beshear set aside for delinquent utilities, we designated Mountain Water at the last court meeting, I believe, to be the organization that will be the beneficiary of that. So people will be able to go through the community action program and get assistance up to the $200,000, and that money will go to Mountain Water to help catch some of those individuals up on their delinquent accounts. We felt that would be the best use of that money and would help our local utility, especially when you've got the infrastructure issues that you're dealing with. So, Roy, we have received the Mountain Water budget. Kevin, you're the financial guru here. Can you just give us a rundown of what we're dealing with here and what we're seeing in terms of the financial solvency of the district, how much money is currently set aside for infrastructure, repairs and maintenance and so forth?
Sure. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking at or what you were sent, and probably won't be able to go into as much detail as Mike Spears if he could have been here, but we did recently approve this budget, and it has been submitted. Our 2021, you guys, are you looking at copies?
We've got the same, I think it's the same thing you have there.
Okay. Yeah, we're looking at the 2021 budget that we recently submitted, and for the most part, and when we do our annual budget, it's based on the most recent 12 months activity. We all know that 2020 was a little bit unusual year, I think, for everybody. So because of the problem with delinquent accounts, we really couldn't enforce any kind of action on those. You know, revenues were down just a little. We expect 2021 to rebound on that, and that's good news on the $200,000 that you mentioned there, which will help hopefully some of those folks to get caught up. Excuse me. So in our budget there on the page 1, the summary, our operating revenues, we're expecting to be around 10,800. Part of that increase will be the addition of the Belfry plant that is coming online, and we've already added some customers. There's still some that we haven't, so we've made adjustments there. You can see operation and maintenance expenses. Our total budget is $10,853, and then operation maintenance expenses of 8.7, and our other expenses that are there. Total utility expenses of about 13 million, which, if you're looking at it strictly in black and white, that shows an expected loss of 2.2 million, but part of that is over $4 million of depreciation, which we know is not a cash flow expense. So that's not quite maybe as detrimental as you might look just at first glance. There are, of course, detail pages beyond there with, you know, how those numbers were about. If you have questions about any specific item, we'd be glad to address it. Randy and I both served on the budget committee when we worked on these items, and so we'd be glad to field questions if you have any specifics.
If you factor out the depreciation, and this is coming from a lawyer, not an accountant. If I've been smart enough, I would have done accounting. The question is, if you factor out the depreciation.
Yes.
Where's the district if you factor out the depreciation when it gets down to the bottom line?
This budget would be about a $2 million surplus.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been able to maintain our reserves in our We got a KIA and RD reserve that we have to maintain because of debt, and each of them have in excess of $860,000. And then we've started an O&M reserve that we've built up to about $350,000. And that's still while keeping up with our debt service every month and the, payroll and other expenses that we've been able to pay. And as we all know, our state retirement costs, the county has the same problem, but we've been able to stay a little bit ahead and are starting to build up those reserves.
I noticed that, the prior budgets, I think this is something Johnny Dennison had requested, was a cash flow statement, and you're projecting 784,000 positive cash flow next year, if I'm reading that correctly.
Yes.
Now, that sounds like, some people say, well, if you're generating that kind of money, why, can't you reduce rates, those kind of things. But I think people need to understand, just like you're talking about, you have to take, when you're talking about depreciation, it sounds like you're losing money. But when you get right down to the end of it, I think I saw a number of 94 million is basically what had been spent on the mountain water infrastructure, something along those lines. $780,000 in the bank is not a lot of money to maintain, the extent of the water district. I mean, this is probably geographically one of the largest, if not the largest, water districts in the state. And it serves, 17,000 customers, Roy, roughly?
Close to it.
So, it's a big, it's not like an urban area where, it's all in a smaller geographical area. This, you're talking 800 plus square miles, and
It's not flat either.
it's not flat either, and that's
Water don't like to run uphill. It's a challenge.
well, and the district has done a good job. Kevin, you're absolutely right that the pension costs, and I have talked about that and will continue to talk about that as long as I'm judge. This fiscal year, we're paying 24.06 cents of payroll for every dollar of payroll. That doesn't count employee health insurance or other benefits. It doesn't count Medicare match and Social Security match. Next year it's going to be almost 27 cents. And it's projected by because the legislature froze the rate this year because of the pandemic, but by 2029, that rate's projected to be almost 60 cents just for pension costs for every dollar of payroll. And that has the risk, if the legislature does it, I don't think the problem is as bad as it's been stated. It didn't get in this condition overnight. It's not going to be fixed overnight. But the legislature is going to have to take a hard look at what they're doing, because if those rates continue to increase at the 12% growth per year, now that was the legislation that was put in place when I was still down there that kept the growth on the pension rate at 12% per year. But what it's going to do is it's going to force counties and quasi-governmental entities to have to outsource. It's going to force them to have to lay people off down the road. I mean, we're in a good financial position right now. You all got the finances straightened out at Mountain Water, but with these pension costs continuing to escalate, in a couple of years, all bets are going to be off if those rates continue to go up. Is that something that you would concur with as an accountant, Kevin?
Yes.
I mean, it's just not sustainable.
I'm sure it's probably the biggest concern of every governmental agency in Kentucky. Has to be.
It is, and the health department was their rate was supposed to go up to like 90 some cents this year. It's 98 cents for every dollar of payroll. I mean, that's jeopardizing our health departments, and it ended up at 48, but that's probably going to end up going up next year. So. But anyway, we appreciate all the information. We look forward to getting the capital plan and the list of projects. And as soon as we're in a position to where we can move forward with appropriating some of this money that we're going to get from the stimulus, then we're going to do it. So we want to make sure Mountain Water is solvent, that your infrastructure needs are met, but probably more importantly, that folks like the people in Brushy and Sycamore and these other areas that are desperately in need of public water have access to finally get a chance to get those done. So, would any of the commissioners like to say anything along those lines? Do you have anything? I know Commissioner Robertson's been chewing my ears off over these projects in Sycamore.
I want to thank the judge. I've aggravated the far out of him. And we had no money to get this water. So I still aggravate him. And this was he called me the other night when we were going to get this money, and that just really made my whole week. I mean, we've worked so hard on this court, and I think everybody deserves water. And that's just my belief, And it hurts big time when the size of this county and everybody doesn't have water. The coal that's been took out of here, the gas and all this probably hurt a lot of these people's water and these wells. And I think it's good time for them to get some water. So I want to thank Mountain Water. I want to thank Philip Wheeler. I want to thank the judge and this court. They've really pushed. They've helped me push this. So I'm just happy for all these people. Thank you.
We have before us the acknowledgement of receipt of the Mountain Water District budget for January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2021. And before I mention that, I do note that there has been a significant improvement in the water loss percentage. It was actual in 2019 of almost 37%, and that's projected to be down to under 29% this year. So I do think that is a significant improvement. That's one of the areas that the Public Service Commission had really hit Mountain Water on over the years. And that was my big concern, Randy, when I came in and there was no capital plan put in place. No business can could survive if they were losing 37% of everything they made or sold. Or sold something and didn't get paid for 37% of it, whatever how you want to look at it. And we want to make sure that we use some of this money to help you all address that water loss issue. Because I think, Randy, is it fair to say until we get that under control, it's going to be hard you're not going to be as efficient as the district could be financially. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. That's been one of our concerns for this last year. We've got leak detection crews that go out every night, which that's the best times you can find your leaks. We'll go out and find them at night and repair them during the day, the next day. And that's what we're looking to continue. Plus, we have a meeting today at 1:30 with our engineer to discuss what this overall, right now we're around 29 to 30% leakage. We've got to get that down under 15%. You're never going to get, you want to strive for zero, but you're never going to get zero. So we have a meeting at 1:30 with him to submit some information to the PSC to try to attack that problem. And you mentioned earlier about the size of Pike County being over 800 square miles, I think. Mountain Water District has a little over 1,000 miles of water lines that we have to maintain, and that's a pretty big order. But that's what it is. And like Kevin mentioned, we're not like flat lands where you don't have that much elevation difference. We have to cross mountains with our water, and it makes it a lot costlier and a lot harder to maintain.
Well, and my big concern, and part of my, at times, criticism of the prior board is, no money was set aside to address this. And, the PSC target is 15% water loss.
Correct.
And, I had to deal, when I was in the Senate, with all those issues in Martin County. I mean, they were building new courthouses, spending $12 million when they had, 50, 60% line loss. And, the priorities have, when I was in the legislature, we spent 75, 80% of the coal severance tax on water and sewer. I mean, that infrastructure is so important to the future of the county and to the quality of life of the people that live here. And, you know, I've been a critic of, you know, building parks and playgrounds when you don't have people that don't have water. I mean, those things are great, but, you know, water will generate revenue. It's something none of us can live without. And it's important to me because, you know, my kids brush their teeth with water that Mountain Water makes. You know, my wife cooks with it. Those, you know, we wash our clothes in it. I mean, it's something that's a necessity. You can't live without it. And to me, that's what, you know, one of our other priorities is going to be helping Mountain Water get to where it needs to be in terms of water loss, infrastructure upgrades, and repairs and maintenance. If there's no other questions, I would entertain a motion to acknowledge receipt of the budget.
Motion.
So we have Commissioner Robertson on that. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. Now, Kevin, while you're here, no pressure. I would nominate you to serve another term that we could go ahead and put that in place so there's not going to be an issue. If you're willing to serve, I'll go ahead and make that motion that when your term is up in June, that we go ahead and reappoint you for another 4 years.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
Be fair. I'm not ready to make that decision today.
Well, I'm not putting any pressure on,
I understand.
but there's a motion there if you want it, if you decide you want to do it.
Thank you.
But we do appreciate your service.
Thanks.
We'll work on him. He really helps out over there, does a good job.
Johnny Dennison can be persuasive, I know. Gentlemen, thank you all. Roy, we'll see you. As soon as you get that list of projects ready in your capital plan, we'll have you and Randy or whoever wants to come back from the board. And we'd like for you to come in. Let's talk about what needs to be funded and how we're going to go about funding it, okay?
District appreciates your all's help and assistance.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. All right.
Judge, I didn't thank the legislative crew that came in and had the meeting with you too a few weeks ago to help us on this water too, so we need to thank them too.
Teddy, see you all. Betty, thank you. Hey, we'll be setting that meeting up we're going to set the meeting up on the cleanup, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Colonel, thank you all very much.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I don't know if you've met Colonel Downey. That's Colonel Downey's our assistant county attorney. So.
Thank you, Marie.
I want to go ahead and take care of Dustin Ramey, this auction for Coalfield Auctions Incorporated. Where's Jeannie? You got the old lead. Is this the old one in there? Yeah. Hey, Dustin, just hang on a second. Let's go ahead and go ahead and get that for me. I'm gonna go ahead and ask the folks from the Pike County Conservation District if they would come on up. I think they have a presentation to make. Hello, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm Lisa Birchfield. I'm with the Pike County Conservation District. I'm our supervisor, Leanne Coleman. We're trying to make this one. Something has come up. Okay, we have a little presentation for you. The Pike County Conservation District, we're located at 115 Zebulon Heights. Our board is made up of 7 elected supervisors. Our chairman is Steve Hogg. Our vice chairman is Matt Hager. Our treasurer is Brian Mullins. Our other members are Charlie Pinson, Forrest L. Johnson, Joey Collins, and Leanne Coleman. We have several programs that we do yearly. Of course, with COVID, some of those have changed this past year. But we still provide our seedling program. We have about 6,200 tree seedlings that are going to be arriving in April, and we give those out every year for our landowners to plant on their properties. A new program that we are going to start doing this year is our garden seed giveaway. We promote Soil Stewardship Week. We promote the Dead Animal Removal Program. On that, we refund to solid waste for removal and disposal of dead farm animals. We get an environmental grant to cover that. We have our county cost share program. We assist landowners in addressing conservation needs, and our applications are accepted year-round, and landowners can apply once a year for that. We assist our landowners in preparing their ag water quality plans and help assist in getting their farm numbers. Last year in 2020, we gave out 6,000 tree seedlings to over 200 landowners, and because of COVID, we had to do that through a drive-through event. This year, we have 6,200 trees coming in. Like I said, in April, we have that scheduled for April the 19th. And so far this year, we have ordered, but that don't mean we're going to get exactly what we ordered. Sometimes that does change with the Division of Forestry. We have pawpaws, pecans, buttonbush, Chinese chestnut, choke cherries, dogwoods, wild plum, cypress, pin oak, persimmon, redbud, gray dogwood, a red chamard oak, a river birch, and willow oak coming in. Our garden seed, this is our first year doing that. We have got those ordered. They have not come in yet. So we don't have a date on exactly when that giveaway will be, but we do have ordered volunteer white hay runners, cucumber seeds, lettuce seed, and onion sets to come in. This is our first year of working with the Kentucky Agricultural Development Fund. We are the administrator for the CAPE program, that is with tobacco settlement money. So applications, we have done a first round applications on those. We had 9 applications, and our landowners can apply for that. There's all kinds of different projects that they can do. It's a small animal, large animal, fencing and on-farm water, farm infrastructure, poultry and other fowl, value added and marketing, agricultural diversification, architect, and leadership development. So if anybody's interested in any more information on any of those programs, they can always call the office and they can stop by and we can discuss, see if there's anything we can do to help them. We also participate in the art and writing contest with all of our local schools. We provide the teachers and the students with their tabloids, and then we usually give certificates and awards to our teachers and our students. Another program that we offer is our hay workshop. We sponsor it along with their extension office. Suzanne Stumbo was really great to come up and do a program with us, and we offer free grass seed to the attendees. One of our major ones is our appliance buyback program. We offer $15 per item that is brought into us, and then last year, we do that at each one of the county road lots. Last year, we bought back 1,172 appliances for a total of $17,587 that we paid out for those. We get an environmental grant for that. That covers only $7,500 of that, so the rest of that is out of the district money. We did apply for an environmental grant to do that again this year, and I just found out that we were approved to do that again. So I will be getting up with Chuck to set up some dates for this fall to do that project again. We provide state cost share information to our landowners. The Conservation District maintains a good working relationship with NRCS, and it is a goal of the Conservation District to maintain these working relationships with other agencies so that the people of Pike County can obtain the assistance they require. We have access to the Natural Resource Conservation Service Program. It's greatly enhanced by having a Conservation District to serve as the first point of contact for our local landowners. Without a Conservation District in the county, NRCS cannot come in to administer any of their programs. Of course, we work with all the other agencies, the Fiscal Court, Solid Waste, Pride, Extension Office, Health Department, Forestry, Fish and Wildlife. We are the contact agency for NRCS. Since 2009, NRCS has been approximately $8.5 million in EWP projects and $3 million in EWP FPE projects. Through the EQIP program this year through NRCS, landowners can apply for high tunnels. And this year there is available funding for approximately 60 high tunnels in Area 8. Now, if anybody needs any information or anything on our projects or anything, just give us a call, and always follow us on Facebook. Everything we do is always on our Facebook page.
Lisa, I want to thank you for everything that you all do to help the county. One of the things I would just, the old appliance buyback program, that to me is fantastic. Because it's keeping a lot of, refrigerators, stoves, those kind of things out of our creeks and streams. Judge Hickman and I went over to South Williamson, looked at some flood damage 2 weeks ago, and we came back up through Lower Big Creek, Hatfield, and no joke, there's what looks like a washing machine up in a tree.
Oh, wow.
And, I don't know how it got there, obviously floodwater, but, that's just an eyesore. And but for this project or program, it would be a lot worse. And we appreciate your working with the county on that. The NRCS program has helped the county a lot. A lot of the flood damage we had over at Winds Branch in that area, through MEDA and those areas, we used those programs back when Judge Rutherford was in office to help those families that were impacted over there. And we certainly appreciate everything you do. So if anybody wants more information about the seedling giveaway program or the seed program that you have for different types of seeds, grass seeds, other seeds, and any of the other programs that you have, they can go on to the Pike County Conservation Facebook page, correct?
Yes.
And is there a phone number if anybody has a question that they could, where they could call you directly?
Yes, our phone number is 606-432-4695.
432-4695.
Yes.
So we appreciate it, and anytime you have news, anything you'd like to share with us, please let us know. And I know you'll be working with Chuck Morley in Solid Waste to get the appliance buyback program set up again this year, and we'll be announcing that when we do it. I think we normally do that in the fall, don't we, Chuck? And when we get that set up, here's an interesting number. In 2020, the program bought back 1,172 appliances. That's really amazing.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't for this program, who knows how many of those would have ended up illegally discarded. So again, that's very much appreciated.
And that's why we try to keep doing this program every year, because we don't want those appliances end up over the hill and in our creeks.
So again, 1,172, that is, really in one day. Well, actually, you had, I think we set them up different days, but each road lot was one day.
Yes, each road lot was one day.
So we will give ample opportunity so folks will know when that's going to be this fall, and we look forward to having you back. Anything else you'd like to add, ma'am?
That is it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank all your board members for us too, okay?
All right, thank you.
The next item is we have a Representative Dustin Ramsey from Coalfield Auctions. If he could come on up. We are getting ready to schedule a surplus equipment auction, and Mr. Ramsey has performed that each of the last 2 years, I believe, and he has his term sheet here, which is the same as last year. 8.75% of the bid price for each auction, and that was the same as last year, and an advertising fee of $1,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And have we set a date for this?
April the 10th, 10 a.m.
Okay. And has the garage and Mr. Little got with you and decided what equipment that they're going to put in this?
Not as of yet, but after approval of this contract, what I was hoping to do was meet with them, hopefully starting next week, and I can get a list of any potential reserved items and get a list of the monies that would be accepted or in the neighborhood of acceptance. At the bottom of my contract also, I've asked the court to appoint someone upon their behalf to be present at the auction for approval or disapproval of attempted auction items, so that, let's just say you want $20,000 from a tractor, it brings $19,900. Somebody there to give approval upon that difference. I would ask the court if they could approve somebody to be there.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a motion that we approve your contract for 8.75% of the total announced bid price plus $1,000 advertising fee. And I would further appoint Frankie Stacy to be there to collect the money. Would that be a problem, Frankie? Okay. He's the treasurer. He's got to be there. So, and I would appoint Deputy Judge Reggie Hickman. He's going to throw something at me here in a minute because I point him to everything.
Uh-oh.
And Commissioner Ronnie Robertson to be there to confer with Judge Hickman, and also Fabian Little and Chuck Morley to be there with regard to any equipment that's auctioned for the road lot and solid waste lots respectively. Would there be a second to my motion?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none. The question will be whether Commissioner Robertson votes for this. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
I guess.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all for this opportunity again.
Get us, sell it for a lot of money for us.
I'm going to try my best.
If you do real good, we'll negotiate that rate down even more next year. How's that?
I was really hoping you forgot about that.
Hey, Dustin, we want you doing well, but not real well. We want you to do well, but not real well, right? All right, we have, next item is the awarding of bids. Mr. Fannin. Oh, Darren, you need to be there at the auction too. I wasn't going to leave you out of that. He'll be there.
Judge, I have a couple of items. The first one is our annual April bids, and it is kind of extensive, so bear with me. We had a bid opening on March 9th. These are contracts that will go in effect April 1st of 2021 for 1 year. They are bid number 04-2021 through bid number 17-2021. Bid number 04-2021 is for building material. There was one bid received. It was from J.D. Westcott and Son of South Williamson. We also have some other vendors that are on co-op contracts that we use. But it'd be my recommendation that we award this bid to J.D. Westcott. Bid number 05-2021 is for corrugated metal and HDPE plastic pipe. 3 bids were received. J.D. Westcott and Son of South Williamson, MGC Supply of Pikeville, and Consolidated Pipe and Supply of DeBoard, Kentucky. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to all 3 of these vendors. Bid number 06-2021 is for glass and glass-related products. 2 bids were received, Customer Glass and Carpet of Belfry, Kentucky, and Elliott Supply and Glass of Pikeville. My recommendation is that we award the bid to both Customer Glass and Elliott Supply. Bid number 07-2021 is for limestone gravel delivered. 1 bid was received. It was from Mountain Aggregate of Lexington, Kentucky. My recommendation is that we award the bid to Mountain Aggregate. Bid number 08-2021 is for limestone gravel picked up. There were 3 bids received: Mountain Aggregate of Lexington, Mountain Enterprise of Lexington, and MGC Supply of Pikeville. My recommendation is that we award the bid to all 3 of these vendors. Bid number 09-2021 is for plumbing and electrical supplies. 5 bids were received: Elliott Supply and Glass of Pikeville, J.D. Westcott and Son of South Williamson, Justice Supply of Shelbyana, State Electric Supply of Pikeville, and Thompson Hardware of Zebulon. My recommendation is we award the bid to all of the above vendors. Bid number 10-2021 is for portable toilets. 1 bid was received. It was from Busy Bee Portable Toilets of Raccoon. My recommendation is that we award the bid to Busy Bee. Bid number 11-2021 is for printing. 2 bids were received: C&R Office Supply of Pikeville and Consolidated Graphic Communications of Staffordville, Kentucky. It's be my recommendation that we award the bid to both C&R Office Supply and Consolidated Graphic Communications. Bid number 12-2021 is for sodium chloride or road salt. 2 bids were received: Morton Salt of Chicago, Illinois, and Compass Mineral of America from Overland Park, Kansas. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to Morton Salt. Bid number 13-2021 is for tires and tubes. 0 bids were received. We do have tire suppliers on state contract and also on co-op contract. Bid number 14-2021 is for guardrail. 0 bids were received. After discussion with our road supervisor, this is something that we'll no longer need to bid. We do not install our own guardrail because of liability issues, and any that we might use for our drill steel in place will be supplied by the contractor. Bid number 15-2021 is for cleaning supplies, chemicals, and related items. 2 bids were received: BWB Enterprise of Matewan, West Virginia, and East Kentucky Chemical of Pikeville, Kentucky. It's my recommendation that we award the bid to both BWB and East Kentucky Chemical. Bid number 16-2021 is for bulk oil and related items. 1 bid was received. It was from Jones Petroleum of Pikeville. My recommendation is that we award the bid to Jones Petroleum. Number 17-2021 is for vehicular parts. These are suppliers that are spread all over the county. They are suppliers for not only our vehicles and pickup trucks, but also our equipment. There were 12 bids received. Mid-State Equipment from Buchanan, Virginia, Wilson Equipment from Prestonsburg, Kentucky, Doston's Repair Service from Sydney, Boyd Company, which is formerly known as Wayne Supply from Pikeville, Martin's Peterbilt of Pikeville, CarQuest of Pikeville, Leon's Auto Parts of Robinson Creek, A&S Auto Parts of Elkhorn City, Walters GM Auto Mall of Pikeville, J&A Truck Parts of Raccoon, Tri-County Auto and Truck Parts of Mouthcard, and Tri-County Auto and Truck Parts of Kemper. It'd be my recommendation we award the bid to all of the above listed vendors.
All right. Are there any questions for Mr. Fannin on this? Is there a motion to award the bids as recommended by Mr. Fannin?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Booth. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. Mr. Fannin, anything else, sir?
Yes, sir. We've had several meetings and discussions about a new phone system, or as they call it, a unified communication system for the courthouse and the county. Just like we call it a cell phone that we carry around every day, but like this new system, it'll do a lot more than just make calls. This is a system that is feature-rich and will allow employees more versatility. This will also allow us, if the need should ever arise again, to be able to work from home, be able to do everything that we could do from our desk in the courthouse. This is a cloud-based system that will not require actual phone lines. Therefore, we'll be able to eliminate all of our phone lines and fax lines in the courthouse, which will be a tremendous savings and offset the cost of this system. Initially, we thought there would be a net increase of $239 per month, but then we also realized that the system allows video conferencing, which will help us to eliminate our Zoom costs and bring our total monthly cost to about the same. And then the last couple of days, we also discovered that there will be a $780 a month savings through our telework system and our courthouses out in the county. So actually, this system, our monthly cost will be less expensive than what we're paying for the system we currently have. This is a system that's used by a lot of companies, and it's not really the wave of the future. It's kind of a wave of the present. It's just that we've been so far behind for so long. By being able to use some of our COVID money to upgrade the wiring in our courthouse, we're now in a position where we can implement this type of a system. There is an initial $10,500 cost for setup and installation and training. But after that, our monthly cost should be actually a little bit less than what we're paying now. And it'd be my recommendation that we approve the one-time $10,500 check to Eastern Telephone for setup, installation, and training for this new communication system.
You know, I can speak on this. We put basically the same or similar phone system in my office. Not that I figured out how to use it yet, but the phone system that we have here, we're having to buy parts on eBay, and it's so antiquated. It really does risk our ability to even provide services. At some point, it's going to quit working, and it's just a matter of time when it is. It's not, should be not if, but when. Judge Hickman has worked very hard on this. I know that he has met with our staff, gone over it, and he's met with Daryl Maynard and Frank Dahlhair numerous times on this. It really is, we're lucky because some of the COVID money that we received last year will help pay for that. And it would be, it's something that needs to be done sooner rather than later. So is there a motion to approve the one-time charge with Eastern Telephone and Technologies for $10,500 to do this phone system?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? See none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. Mr. Fan, anything else, sir?
That'll be all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Little, come on down, sir. Next, we have the Pike County Road Supervisor's Report and approval of the Pike County Commissioners' recommended road maintenance list. Again, this will be published on Pike TV for the public to see what's been done. This is probably one of the thicker lists that we've had in a while, in large part due to the flood damage. Fabian, before I turn it over to you, let me begin by thanking the road crews, and in particular the District 5 road crew, J.B. Dotson and Dwayne Dotson and the rest of the guys over there for the hard work that they did, particularly on the Woodman Summer Road when that road fell into the river. And interesting, there was a picture on the front of the newspaper with Commissioner Booth and I standing out there with you and Mr. Dotson. And later that day, that part of the road we were standing on was in the river. But the road department put a bypass in, gravelled it, rebuilt the road, then took the bypass out. We want to thank the people in Woodman for their patience. We made a promise that we would get the road rebuilt and get them away in and out, and the road department did that. And yesterday, Fabian made the little statement to me, he said, "You doubted me, didn't you? You doubted me." I said, "No, I absolutely, of all the employees the county has, I've only known him for close to 50 years. If he tells you something, he'll do it, and I greatly appreciate what you've done. Appreciate all the hard work." I want to thank Samantha Maynard, the secretary in the road department. Again, she came in the night we were in the Emergency Operations Center with Doug Tackett and Judge Hickman and Miss Maynard, yourself. We could have had a lot more damage than we did. And But the road crews did a remarkable job, and it's greatly appreciated. So would you please convey that on behalf of the court to all the road department employees? And, we're trying to make an investment in roads. There is a bill down in Frankfurt that we think there is a chance of passing that could help us with about another $800,000 a year in county road aid, which we are going to, if I have my way, we're going to spend it on blacktop. We got a new paver, we're going to use it. As long as we can afford blacktop to put in it, we're going to lay it down. So, but anyway, you have the floor, sir.
Judge, I would like to just kind of echo what you said there about the guys on the road department. I just can't thank them. I hate to use the word think, because these guys, they go above and beyond, especially in times like we had. They dealt with all the ice, snow, and then this flooding, and they hung in, and we got everyone in and out. The roads are still not perfect, but we're still out there working on them.
So you're putting a plan together, because you're going to have a pretty large special crew, one to do paving, one to do bridges.
Yes.
And the plan that we're talking about using some temporary workers, maybe something we can do to bring back some retired county employees on a part-time or temporary basis.
Yeah.
People who've got experience that may want to come back and work a few months, make some extra money, to where it's not going to drive our health insurance costs up, it's not going to drive our pension costs up, those kind of things.
And that would be perfect. And
So-
I really hope that this works out well, so that same time next year we can have this same discussion and get them back again.
And the way we might be able to do this is to find people just to do the mowing, to come in, former employees that might just be wanting to cut wood, people that have already done the job and know what they're doing, that we can trust, rather than bringing people in, because it isn't, the weed mowing job is a dangerous job, because there's gas lines, there's always hidden objects in the weeds. We've had those issues come up. So if you'll get me a plan before the next court meeting that we can send to the commissioners, let them review it before we come in, so that way we can still get our pothole patching done, we can get our ditches pulled, we can get our drains cleaned out,
Blacktop laid, bridges.
blacktop laid and bridges
Bridges
built,
built.
trees trimmed,
Trees
weeds cut.
There you go.
Did I forget anything?
That's a small list.
That's just list a little small list, isn't it?
We're about 1,000 miles of roads.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. Do the commissioners have anything for Mr. Little?
Judge, I do. I don't have nothing for Mr. Little, but I do these road department guys, from the road foreman to truck driver to backhoe, excavator, whatever. I'm very proud on the way they come to bat for us, this county. You're looking at 20, I just counted as 20 pages, and some of them still open, some of them's done, right, Fabian?
No, that's correct.
And, yeah, we're gonna come to, we'll be around to you, but, what's it been, 3 weeks, 2 weeks? 2 weeks, and we got 20 pages, and we're still getting more every day, people calling and reporting stuff that's showing up now. That's pretty impressive, with 5 guys on each road lot, how they came to, what they've done, where they came in 2 weeks. And I want to thank them and Fabian and Sam for what you all have done to help us.
We appreciate it.
We can handle the pokes in the back. We'll take care of that. But, I want to thank them.
Yeah.
Well, how many days straight did they work, Fabian?
Well, we worked, what was it, like 6 weekends, I think.
Six weekends in a
6
row.
weekends. in a
Including
row.
the ice storm and the flood and everything.
Ice storm,
Everything was
snowstorm.
back to back. We didn't get
They didn't get a day off.
no, we asked a lot of them, but that's the reason we did give them last weekend off. We could have worked. Some people say we should have, but they deserved that weekend.
Well,
They
you
were
know,
tired.
you can work a good horse in the ground too.
That's exactly right. You can.
And people need to understand that we're not like the state Department of Highways, where we've got, enough manpower. We can have, different crews. You can have a morning crew and an evening crew. Our employees are working hard, and it's appreciated.
Well, the night that, you said that the night that we were out all night, when that flood hit, our guys were out. So, about 4 o'clock that morning, I called them all, and the majority of them all went to the road lots, slept there for maybe 2 hours, and then we're right back up at 6, and we were all right back at it.
I think we were out till about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and they were already out.
The last time I talked to Fabian, it's Sunday morning.
And we need to also thank our maintenance garage too.
That's right.
That's true. I mean,
They
no,
were out
honestly,
too.
they've been champions too. I mean, we've had some major breakdowns, but they've kept us going.
And back to JB, where his head be so big he won't be able to get out the truck today. But, he had a very important doctor's appointment for Tuesday, and I mean he canceled his doctor's appointment in Cleveland Clinic to stay here to help with his flood.
So that
that shows you what dedication he's got.
speaks highly of our workforce.
It does.
Yeah, it does. We've got some good employees.
And we're trying to give them equipment to work with, something that you didn't have when we came in. So we're going to try to do some more, and I know you need some 6-wheel trucks, you need some excavators.
Tack truck, broom truck.
Yeah, you gotta have me a tack truck.
I think the judge wants that tack truck pretty quick. We probably missed 2 good ones this past week.
I need a tack truck, and you get with Greg today or tomorrow and find us a tack truck before we start paving again.
If you guys need me to help you, I'll get on.
All we gotta do is put Jason on it. He'll get us one.
It might be in California, but he'll find it.
He'll have to fly us out there to bring it back.
Jason said he wouldn't mind to go to California and bring one back.
Yeah, we'll send him to California and drive it back.
He's not quarantined now.
Look here, I'm just finding them.
Fabian, we were out together yesterday and we were talking about where we forgot we needed the
chipper.
Where?
The rock chipper.
The rock chipper. Did you remember it?
No, I did not.
I remembered it last night about 10:30. On Frozen, across from Dexter's house, there was some concrete there we couldn't put a drain in.
That's it.
What's that? What is it?
Are we gonna rent another one of those, Fabian?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We've got a couple situations still we can do if we need to put some time on it.
Right. Well, get with me and let me know. I'll write those down.
I think some of the same.
So we have the Pike County Commissioners' recommended road maintenance list that has been submitted by our county commissioners to the road department. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth, Judge Jones.
Yes. Next item is Treasurer's Business. Mr. Stacy.
Authorize the following interfund transfers for February 2021 to transfer $577,849 from Solid Waste Fund to the Maintenance Garage Fund, and to transfer $758,526 from the General Fund to the Road Fund.
Is there a motion to authorize transfer of $577,849 from Solid Waste Fund to Maintenance Garage and transfer $758,526 from the General Fund to the Road Fund?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth,
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Authorize a cash transfer from the following interfund transfer to transfer $577,849 from the Solid Waste Bank account to the Maintenance Garage Consolidated Bank account.
Is there a motion to transfer $577,849 from the Solid Waste Fund to the Maintenance Garage Fund?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson, second
Second.
by Commissioner Tackett. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett,
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Authorize payment of the expenditure approval list dated March 15th and any other utility and telephone bills received before we run checks.
Motion.
We got a motion.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Booth. Am I missing something here?
I think you were supposed to read that before Commissioner Tackett said
I
motion.
was, but we're going to dispense with the formality. I think everybody got the gist of it. I'm sitting here trying to do something, and we got Judge Tackett over there trying to put me out over there. Something you need to tell me, Jason? All right, we have a motion and a second. Motion by Judge Tackett, and second by, who was the second by? Commissioner Booth.
Commissioner Booth.
All right. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Acknowledge receipt of the treasurer's monthly financial statement ending February 28, 2021.
Is there a motion to acknowledge receipt of the Treasurer's monthly financial statement ending February 28, 2021? Motion by Commissioner Booth, second by
Second.
Commissioner Robertson. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Acknowledge receipt of the sheriff and clerk's 2550 report for February 2021.
Is there a motion to adopt a resolution? I'm sorry. Acknowledge receipt. Say it again, Frankie.
Acknowledge receipt of the sheriff and clerk's 2550
2550s.
report for February.
Is there a motion to acknowledge receipt of the Sheriff and Clerk's 2550 reports for February 2021?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Tackett. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes.
Last thing I have would be to an adoption of a resolution for a lease agreement for a Caterpillar solid waste compactor through Community Trust Bank and approval for the judge executive to execute all related documents.
Is there a motion to adopt a resolution for a lease agreement of the Caterpillar solid waste compactor through Community Trust Bank and approval for the judge executive to execute all related documents?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Booth. Second
Second.
by Commissioner Robertson. And it is up there, the new compactor's there. I think they're waiting on the GPS system to come in for it. That's not come in yet, but they can put it on there, I assume. So we have a motion by Commissioner Booth and second by Commissioner Robertson. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson,
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett.
Yes.
Commissioner Booth.
Yes.
Judge Jones.
Yes. And I'm going to sign this for the treasurer. Any other business, Mr. Stacy? All right. We do have, Darren, why don't you come on up real quick, Mr. Darren Witt from the maintenance garage. I asked Darren just to give us an update. It's not on the agenda, but on where we are with regard to the maintenance costs, what they're seeing in terms of the fact that we bought, we've invested in new equipment for both solid waste and the road department. Darren, you have the floor, sir.
Just going to go over real quick here on some things we have on the, goes along with the auction. Since this court came in 2 years ago.
Pull that mic up a little bit there.
Make sure the green light's on, too.
It's on. Is it on there?
Yeah.
Since this court came in 2 years ago, we've been replacing quite a bit of equipment. And I was just going to give us a rundown on what we have. We've done 2 of the 25-yard Peterbilt 348s in solid waste. We've done 4 of the PB 337 12-yard trucks, which have worked out really good for us. We have bought 6 of the F350s, and for the SAT 6-yard dump beds that went in. And Mr. Little from the road department donated his truck for the 7th one. That made us a total of those Perkins SAT 6-yard beds. Plus, we added 4 of the used trucks that the commissioners went down and bought. And they worked out really good. We purchased on the road department side 3 new John Deere excavators, Bomag roller, 1 Caterpillar AP500 paver, a brand new jetter that will clean our drains for us. We have also in the road department side, and since January, now this is since January, we've put 6 new road department F-350s equipped with salters and plows. And we also had a donation from the solid waste side, Chuck, on one of the trucks that we were able to give to Elkhorn for another truck there. Now, with all that said, 17 solid waste vehicles since the last auction have been taken out of service that we're getting ready to sell. I have a list here. It's kind of a rough draft of the things that we have up for sale now. And in our road department side, we're actually selling our 2000 model Hyundai excavator, wheeled excavators that have been there for quite a while. And we've replaced those with the John Deere 130 track excavators. And it has saved a bunch of money in the maintenance garage. We still got a long ways to go, but just like in oils and hydraulic repairs, things of that nature, it's been phenomenal of what, you know, the savings that we've saved on it. But it's kind of an update where we're at with it. I know we got a long ways to go. We've got, I know Mr. Fabian, he's been bringing in his weed mowers, and we're going through them to see what we're going to keep and what we're going to sell. It's stuff's starting to come in at the garage, and we'll have more on this list as it'll grow.
You know, the fact that we've taken 17 solid waste vehicles out of service should be a clear message to the people of the county as to how bad the equipment was when we came in office. I mean, that's almost every vehicle that solid waste was operating, not quite, but almost every vehicle has been taken out of service.
Well, not only that, look at the money we've saved on hydraulic oil.
Well, these trucks here range anywhere from an 03 to an 09, you know, in the GMC side, you know, which we have the Rams. They were newer 15, 16 models. But an 03, that's a long time to use a truck like that. And when you're fixing and repairing jacks on a weekly basis, not counting the diagnosis time with fuel problems and all of the other things that went along with it, it has saved quite a bit of money, quite a bit.
How much have we cut our hydraulic bill?
I'd have to get those figures, but it's yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah,
a lot.
Now, Darren, you're the parts manager, and we don't know each other that well. We didn't actually I don't think we'd ever met before.
Not till you came in.
Not till I came in office, but would you agree with me if I made the statement to the public? You have every right to disagree. I mean, you're the guy that's over there is responsible for maintaining it. If we had not taken the steps that we've taken to make sure solid waste was funded, could you have kept the equipment? Could you have continued to operate solid waste with the equipment that the county had?
No, sir, we couldn't have. And when you came in, if you remember, the first time we met, we were in my stall and I was working on one. I was defending the truck, and you were telling me what shape it was in. And once I seen what we could do by replacing this stuff and getting rid of some, it was junk. It really was. It was worn out. It needed to be replaced. And without doing it, I don't think we would have jobs right now.
And I think it's fair to say that there wasn't a lot of buy-in from some of the people at the garage when we came in because what I told you we were going to do.
Including myself. But I do now. I mean, I've seen it firsthand. In 2 years, I've been here 18 years. And in 2 years, well, that list that I just read off is what's been replaced in less than 2 years. Now, if you put that much effort in the next 2 years on your road department side, county's gonna be in great shape.
That's the goal, if we can do it financially.
Exactly.
And, you know, there's a lot of needs. I had hoped that this money we were going to get from the federal stimulus package would be able to be used on some of the money. If we do get this additional county road aid money, another 800-some thousand, I'm going to be against hiring anybody else. If we're doing the work now with the people we've got, other than maybe temporaries in the summer months, you're talking 800,000 that we can either spend on blacktop or we can spend on equipment. I mean, it doesn't do you any good. You could have 10 people on every road lot if you don't have equipment to work with.
Exactly.
And, you know, Commissioner Tackett said the first 2 years, Fabian was put at a huge disadvantage because we put so much attention in solid waste. And that we had to because, like you said, we've replaced 17 vehicles in 2 years. We've got more equipment we're going to have to buy we're going to have to buy we're going to buy a new Packer next year. We're going to have, what the county's historically done is they'll buy a whole fleet at one time, and when it wears out, there's no money to replace it. The goal is to start replacing a piece or two for the road lot and a piece or two for solid waste every year. And if you do that, it should long-term allow you to have a fleet that's sustainable. But we've got to make sure that the road department has what they need. And that's my goal, and I think I can speak for everybody up here, that we want to make sure our folks have safe, modern equipment that's not going to cost the county a fortune to maintain it, and it's going to get the work done. So
I agree.
Appreciate all the folks over at the maintenance garage, and we're going to continue to try to make sure that you've got stuff that you can actually keep running and keep it fixed. So we appreciate
you guys.
All right, thank you for the update, sir. Anything else for Darren before he leaves? I should have said.
No, go ahead.
I'm good.
All right, the next item is executive session. We do have a need for executive session. I've asked Mr. Downey to instruct the public and the court on the relevant provisions of the Kentucky Open Meeting Law as it pertains to the entry into executive session by the fiscal court.
Judge, the fiscal court under KRS 61.810 paragraph C to discuss proposed or pending litigation, and paragraph F to discuss specific personnel is permitted to go into executive session to discuss these matters.
All right, is there a motion to enter into executive session?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Robertson, second by Commissioner Booth. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett? Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes, we will stand in recess until call the chair for purpose of executive session. At this time, we'll call the court back to order. Is there a motion to adjourn from executive session? Motion by Commissioner Robertson, second by Commissioner Booth. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. It is my motion to accept the resignation of Ronald Johnson effective 3/5/2021, to accept the resignation of Kleinert Adkins effective 3/8/21, approval to accept Devin Farron's resignation effective 3/27/21, and approval to hire Kevin Miracle part-time as a solid waste enforcement officer without benefits, in a part-time position at a 2A rate of pay effective 3/15/2021. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Booth. Any other question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes. This time, we'll go to Department Supervisor's comments. Mr. Tackett, anything from Emergency Management? Ms. Goff, anything from the Animal Shelter? Mr. Morley, anything from Solid Waste? Mr. Williamson, anything from Public Works? Come on up.
Hey, Judge, while we're waiting on him, Chuck, did you get with Marie and Ms. Brown,
Mr. Spears, sorry.
get a date. Okay. Okay, I mean, will you get us a date when we're gonna try to have one of those meetings?
Ready?
You have the floor, sir.
32 by 40 salt bin, same size we got over at Phelps Road lot. We can build most of it in-house, but lay the block. So we need to get a contractor on it. We're looking at, and move the fence out. The fence is gonna cost us to move out. I've had 2 estimates come in, one showed up. Use fence to move it out. 8-foot fence, 3 strands of barbed wire on top, $7,500. New fence would cost us $9,500. But I think we can get by on used fence. It's, you know, it'll match that new post and everything but the fence, you know, $7,500.
Well, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then the salt bin, that was probably 25 block high, about 20 foot high. Be $39,000. I believe $39,180. I believe I didn't total. I had it total, but I didn't. I had the 7,500 in it. Total of everything is 46,680.
Any thoughts on that?
Does that meet Fabian's specifications, Paul?
Do what now?
Does that meet Fabian's specifications?
Yes, I was gonna run y'all some copies off. We had a picture drawn out what's gonna be. I got one. Pass it around, or we can get some copies next time.
I tell you what, let's just put it on the agenda for the next court meeting, and that way we got some time to look at it. I mean, we're at the end of the winter season, so we got, you know, this is something we could do next fiscal year in the fall, have it ready to go by Fabian.
Only thing I would say was I would like to have that thing ready so that I could have that stockpile, because we are changing companies, as I know. Banning is, Cargill's not going to supply us, so we really don't. I would like to have that thing sometime in the next winter. I don't get time to try.
How long it take to build it?
I would say the contractor blocks, we'll pour the footer and foundation, and you're probably looking a month, you know, probably close to it.
Something we could do September, October.
We've got some time on it, but we do need to do that over there. I mean,
The biggest
that'll
thing we
help
need-
us a lot from running back up the top of the airport, loading up again.
A couple lot on my end also, because I won't have to buy on the trucking company all the time.
Yeah,
I can have a stockpile.
Yeah.
The biggest thing we probably need to try to do is get the fence moved out. Because we can't pull the old fence off till we get the new fence up.
We need to take a look at it. We'll talk about that next
Okay.
court meeting, if you'll get that to us and so forth.
okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul, thanks for everything. William, anything, sir? All right, Mr. Kaiser, anything? All right, Ms. Van Hoos? Ms. Vanover, Coach Van Hoos. It's been that kind of day. Sherry, anything from the trail office? Fabian, anything else? No. All right, Judge Hickman, anything, sir? No. Colonel Downey, anything, sir, from the Assistant County Attorney's Office? Thank you, sir. After 2 tours in Afghanistan, that's probably not a small statement. Mr. Keene is working on the RCC Big Shoal stuff today. Commissioner Tackett, we'll start with you, sir.
Judge, I'm gonna back up here. We had a little bit on the, about the trails. I'm just gonna touch some bases on it. We're still waiting to answer out of Frankfurt. We've worked close with Senator Wheeler and I think Senator Turner and Representative Lafferty and Angie and officers worked real hard with our Trails Authority,
John
Pike
Blanton.
County, John Blanton, and we're still waiting on an answer from Frankfurt. They've been some hiccup on it. It passed out of the Senate 36-0, and we got some problems in the house, and we'll know more about that after this evening. I was hoping to have an answer on it to do what now? Okay, you want to come up here, Sharon? Okay. Okay, it was good news. Okay. It was Senate Bill 75 is
Senate
what
Bill
we're talking
75,
about.
and he was going to tack it on to another bill to make sure it got introduced into the House because it wasn't going to get introduced. Well, he got another idea, worked with the Senate Majority Floor Leader Damon Thayer.
Thayer.
Or Thayer. They are
Thayer.
going to change the way the bill's worded, where there would not be any permit fee at all to ride on state highways.
Okay.
And he said he was 80 to 90% sure that they get that done, but he's going to keep me posted this afternoon.
Okay.
That's not for sure, but
That sounds better
that's
than.
a great idea. That's great. Really good.
And this bill was to extend some rural road, state roads, extending the length
it's
of
still
2/10. Instead of 2/10 of a mile, it would be a little farther to get like from one part of the trail to another.
Yeah, we've got a section of our trails that needs about 8,000 feet.
Yeah.
That's the longest strip, 8,000 to 9,000 feet. And then eventually we'll probably need some other connections. A lot of our connections came under the 2/10 or maybe a half a mile, but we still need this bill to keep our trails connected.
I think this Senate Bill 75 that Philip Wheeler introduced, I think it would go up to 15 miles in different areas.
A total.
Yeah, that was our total.
Yes.
Wherever the state puts the signs up that we're allowed to travel off the road to the next place, get
Right.
back on the off-road.
It wasn't 15 miles total on one
No.
road. It might be a mile and a half on this road and 2 miles over here is kind of the way that I was understanding that.
But you would have to have insurance, lights,
like a motorcycle.
just like you ride a motorcycle on the road.
It'd have to be street legal, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'll charge a permit fee. It was originally going to be $10. $5 would go back to the state to pay for the signage, ATV crossing or UHV crossing. And then the other $5 was going to be split between Sheriff's Department and Clerk's Office to sell the permits and keep.
Yes.
But
people in line.
I think we also agreed that we could raise that to 15.
But now what they're saying that they will not probably be no fee at all on that.
What he
Okay.
says, he thinks it will come out of the House today.
So
He hopes. 80 to 90% sure.
That sounds better than it did yesterday.
Don't pop the cork on the champagne, but he's 80 to 90% sure that it's, but I thought you might want to know that.
Okay, and I do appreciate that. And if you got any questions about it, I can talk to you afterwards or whatever we can. But we are working very hard on this. It seems like sometimes you get stuck in the mud, but that's part of it. It's a big task. We know it, and we're going to push through it just as long as we're here. So, but Judge, that's pretty much all I got for today on that.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Robertson. I'm sorry, Commissioner Tackett.
I'll finish this up. I just want to back up and just kindly thank our county employees. And I just ask the people out there when you see them going by, thank them. Because yeah, we've not got it all back perfect, but it's going to take a little time because we did have quite a 6 weeks there. I think it was, wasn't it, Fabian? From ice to snow to flooding, and we'll be back. But I want to thank all of our county employees from road department to solid waste to the garage to the courthouse. They just do a terrific job out there, and I want to thank the 911 office. I know they've had to have the telephone calls because I don't want to tell Doug this, but I've given a few people his number to call on. But I want to thank you all too.
Commissioner Robertson.
I just say about the same thing Jason said. We are working hard on this trail system, and my hope is that we will have it up and running sometime this year, I hope.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all for working on it. Commissioner Booth.
Judge, I just want to thank our employees also. They have worked hard for the last 6 or 7 weeks with from snow to flooding. We still got a lot of work to do. People's just going to have to give us a little bit of time, and hopefully the weather hang good and clear up, and we can get a lot of work done the next few weeks. That's about all I have, Judge.
Thank you, sir. I really don't have anything. I just want to give two numbers out here, two figures. In the 3 years that we've been in office, this court's been in office, we've spent $652,000 cleaning up illegal dumps in Pike County. And about $240,000 has been spent at Fish Trap Lake in cleanups. The sad part, 2019, it was, let me back up. It's actually, we spent $412,000 when you take out the money for Fish Trap. We spent $140,000 in 2019, $165,000 in 2020. It'll be $105,000 this year. The total illegal dumps, 33 illegal dumps in 3 years. You know, it's remarkable to me that the people of this county, that anybody in this county, I should say, would do something like that, would just throw stuff out. But it's costing the taxpayers money, it's costing us county resources, and it's really jeopardizing the future of the county. That's why I'm glad today that we hired another part-time solid waste enforcement officer. It was an economical move on our part because we don't have to pay benefits for this individual, but it will put a second solid waste enforcement officer out in the county working on these illegal dumping and illegal littering issue that we clearly have to deal with. Today, I've had 2 complaints already about illegal dumps today. So, it's something we're not going to tolerate. And I hope the people of the county will help us. If you see somebody that's dumping illegally, get a picture, use your cell phone, get the license plate. You get us evidence that we can use to prosecute them, and I promise you they will be prosecuted. There's just simply no justification for it. So I wanted to share those numbers. $240,724 has been spent at Fish Trap in 3 years, and about $412,000 has been spent on other dumps in the county. Sharon, thank you very much for helping with these grants, and congratulations on the award from the Army Corps of Engineers as well. With that being said, I would ask Commissioner Booth if he would say the benediction for us.
Dear Lord, as we come before you today, dear Heavenly Father, Lord, watch over all of us as we travel to our homes this evening, dear Heavenly Father, and Lord, continue to bless this court, dear Heavenly Father, that we do all the right things for this county, dear Heavenly Father. Go with us to this other time, dear Heavenly Father.
Amen. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Commissioner Robertson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tackett. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes.
Commissioner Tackett?
Yes.
Commissioner Booth?
Yes.
Judge Jones?
Yes, we are adjourned.